if depending on the title or dun sa term. Katulad niyan, as you can see, ito cash, mga accounts, mga receivables, those are ito, yan. I-categorize nyo siya as under asset. Ayan, mga office supplies, lahat ng mga property, lahat ng mga goods, lahat ng products na ginagamit sa business, lahat ng things of use na may value, i-consider nyo yon as assets. Okay, para hindi kayo malilito, marami po kasi ito, marami siyang terms. Ayan. Mga unused office supplies, may stocks ang business, ng mga ginagamit nilang, let's say, mga bond papers, mga ball pens, what else, mga tables and chairs, lahat ng furnitures, consider nyo yon as asset in the business. Yung value na yon computed. Yung worth ng certain asset na yon ay kino-compute to get its value or worth. Unused. Supplies that are still not used as of the end of an accounting period. Yung mga stocks ng mga bond papers, mga pins, lahat yan, ball pens, markers, whiteboard, all those are mga unused office supplies. Considered yon as asset. Advances to employees. Ano yon? Cash advances given to employees either for business expenses to be incurred by them or for their personal needs. Let's say, ako, empleyado ng San Miguel Corporation. Kailangan kong mag-advance ng aking sweldo, okay, sa aking employer, which is San Miguel. Yung amount na hiniram ko sa aking employer, let's say I needed an amount of 20,000 pesos. Yung amount na hiniram ko sa San Miguel Corporation is their asset. Okay? Advances, under the title, advances to employees. Advances to employees. Yun ay mga cash advance ng mga employees. Okay? Remember that. Next, land. Acquired by the business for its use. Let's say lahat ng land na ginagamit. Let's say ang business ay isang agriculture. Example, nag-root crop siya ng mga potatoes, mga sweet potatoes, any mga root crop products. Siyempre, kailangan ng field, di ba? Kailangan ng land para pagtaniman. Yung land na yon is considered an asset of the business. Okay, kinukuha yung value o yung worth ng land na yon. Basta anything that will be useful sa business, consider yon as asset. Next, building. Structures or edifices acquired for use by the business. So, let's say, yung buong building na yon ay under the business name. So, therefore, yung building is considered an asset. Okay, bumili ng building ang business. Yung worth na yon i-record under building. Okay, let's say 3 million pesos ang bili sa certain building. I-record ng business 3 million pesos under building. Kasi yun yung binili. Napuntahan ng 3 million pesos na yun. Machinery and equipment. Heavy, metallic, and movable items that are capable of performing certain functions. Machinery and equipment. Ito yung mga example pa na equipment. Delivery equipment, office equipment, IT equipment. Ayan, basta any heavy or metallic things or items that are capable or nagagamit siya in producing or performing mga functions. Katulad pag-produce ng products, those are equipment. Delivery equipment, wheeled items. Also known as vehicle ito. Delivery equipment, also known as vehicle. Kapag ginagamit siya for delivery vehicle or delivery van. Ayan. Delivery van. Any wheeled items, i-record yon as under delivery equipment. Or vehicle, pwede rin yung title na vehicle. Furniture and fixtures. Movable items of significant value and required to improve the workable condition of a place. Let's say, example, ang business nyo ay let's say, ano bang pwede? We call that yung parang let's say, ang business nyo ay, let's say, insurance or bangko. Example, ang business nyo. Siyempre, sa lobby or entrance ng bangko, you want your client or customers na pagpasok nila, maganda yung entrance. Example, meron kayong sofa, simple sofa, meron kayong small table, or let's say a coffee shop. Pag ang business nyo ay coffee shop or bakery or mga for food industry, under food industry, yung business nyo, of course, you want your business or yung place nyo, area that is parang pleasing to the eye ng mga customers or clients. Siyempre, bibilihan nyo ng magandang furniture, bibilihan nyo ng magandang table, bibilihan nyo ng magandang chairs, or receiving area, mga sofa, ganyan. Those are considered furniture and fixtures na mapapaganda or mai-improve yung area or place ng para sa customer or clients. Ayan. Basta any movable items na pampaganda or pang-improve ng certain area ng business ay tinatawag na furniture and fixtures. Office equipment. Ayan, this same lang din. Let's say mga desktop, IT equipment, mga desktop, mga laptops, mga printer, fax machine, scanners, those are considered equipment in the business. Okay, machines and equipment siya. Under the term machinery and equipment. And then tools, any handy or small items. Let's say may mga nasirang parts. Ayan. Na kailangan bilihin in the business. So, i-consider yan as tools. Next. Another major account. Liability account. Oh, again, what are liabilities? Liabilities are obligations ng business to other parties or other persons involved in the business. Oh, on previous major account, which is asset, meron kayo nakikita doon mga receivable. Right? This time, since liabilities are obligations to other parties, meron naman kayo makikita dito mga terms na payable. Okay? Yun yung keyword. Para hindi kayo mako-confuse. Ulit, pag assets, may mga terms na accounts receivable. Those are considered assets in the business. This time, kapag liability account naman, the terms payable, accounts payable, notes payable, expenses payable, loans payable, these are under liability account. On the point of view naman ng business, meron naman siyang liability to other parties. Okay, kaya payable. Kaya siya payable na sinabi. Okay, what are accounts payable? These are obligations to suppliers for items bought and not supported by promissory note. So, yung term na makukuha nyo, kapag walang notes or promissory notes, ilagay niyo siya as under accounts payable. And so with, kapag ang obligation naman ay merong promissory note, i-record to under notes payable. Expenses payable. These are also known as mga accrued expenses, obligations for expenses already incurred but not yet paid. Expenses payable. Let's say examples ng mga payable. On the point of view ng business, meron tayong hindi pa bayad na amount sa ating mga supplier or sa ating other parties na pinagbilihan natin ng ating supplies. Okay? If, let's say, the goods or the items are already been delivered sa atin, okay, na hindi pa bayad, we will record that as accounts payable. Okay, nire-record yung amount na yon if tayo, in the point of view ng business, hindi pa yon bayad. Let's say, sa supplier naman natin, gumawa tayo ng promissory note na stating that we will pay a certain amount, let's say by the end of October, okay? Since merong notes o promissory notes na involved, i-record natin to, yung amount na yon under notes payable. Okay, basta merong promissory note na involved, ang term ay notes. Loans payable, obligations arising from loans obtained. I-state naman sa transaction eh. I-state doon sa transaction if merong loans na borrowed or obtained. Okay, para alam nyo na yon ay i-record under loans payable. Okay, makikita nyo yon sa mga transaction. Account, therefore i-record as accounts payable. Meron kayo nakitang promissory note, therefore i-record to under notes payable. If there are expenses na hindi pa bayad, record it under expenses payable. And so with loans payable, kapag merong term na loans sa transaction, i-record under loans payable. Okay, same with the picture on your screen. Ito yung promissory note. Let's say for value received, the undersigned promises to pay to the order of Bank Zone Incorporated the sum of $10,000 dollars. $10,000. May amount. So on the point of view ng business, naka-receive ng amount from a client na merong notes involved, record ito under notes payable. Next, this one. Equity, owner's equity, major account. Dalawa lang naman ang owner's equity account. Dalawa lang siya. Owner, capital, owner, drawing. So, ano ba itong owner, capital? Let's say the business is a sole proprietorship business. Di ba isa lang ang owner ng sole proprietorship? Okay, let's say Mr. Justin Said Santos is the owner of the business. Ang pag-record ng name under Justin Said Santos will be like this. If nag-invest siya a certain amount in the business, you will record it like this. J. Santos, capital. J. Santos, capital. Ito po yung proper form under the title capital ng owner's equity. Let's say Justin Said Santos wants to invest 100,000 pesos amount in, let's say, a bake shop. So, re-record siya amount na 100,000 pesos. Double entry, isang asset account, isang owner's equity account. Kapag ang transaction ay investment. Ganito yung entry. Cash, 100,000 pesos. Okay, ident natin. Again, hindi na naka-align to indicate na ibang account na yung sumunod na entry. J.G. Santos, capital, 100,000 pesos. Cumulated capital of the owner in the business. Whether initial investment or mga succeeding investment ng owner, nagdagdag siya ng additional fund in the business. Ang title na i-record nyo sa journal ay J.Z. Santos, capital. Yung name ng owner. Okay, yung name ng owner. Hindi business name. Name ng owner. Since capital is the share ng business, ng owner rather sa business. Okay, name ng owner ang nilalagay. Capital ng owner. How about naman itong owner, comma, drawing used for the withdrawals made by the owner. Same din ang title. Let's say the owner, Mr. Santos, JC Santos, comma, drawing is a withdrawal plus ha, drawing, withdrawal. Hindi yan yung drawing na art. Drawing is a withdrawal. So let's say, at first, di ba, merong investment si Mr. Justin ng 100,000 pesos. Dumating yung time na gusto niya mag-withdraw ng, let's say, 10,000 pesos in the business. So, re-record natin, of course, nag-withdraw siya in the business ng 10,000 pesos na pera niya. Okay, i-record natin to as late na to, si Mr. Frederick. JC Santos, comma, drawing. Baliktad na siya. Credit cash, 10,000 pesos. Ayan. Naka-indent ha. Hindi siya naka-align. Hindi siya pantay. JC Santos, comma, drawings, 10,000 pesos. Credit cash, 10,000 pesos. Kapag merong withdrawal in the business, again, kapag merong withdrawal ng owner's capital in the business, unang entry ito, yung withdrawal. Unang entry. JZ Santos, comma, drawings, 10,000 pesos. Kung magkano yung kanyang withdrawal? 10,000 pesos. And then cash, yung second entry, nabawasan yung asset, 10,000. Mr. Fredrich, why are you late?
I mistaken the schedules. I thought it was going to start at 11, but it's actually 10:30. I'm sorry. I won't be late again.
Okay. Next. Fourth, major account, revenue. Ayan, i-zoom natin. Tama siya. Ayan, zoom natin. Ayan, ano ba yung difference daw ng revenue at income na term? Revenue daw is calculated by multiplying the number of goods sold by its price. Let's say, I am selling, let's say, a perfume again. Let's say, perfume ulit. 500 pesos lang yung perfume. Bigyan natin ng peso sign. Okay. I-multiply daw natin yung ating price by the number of units na maibibenta. Let's say the number of units na naibenta ko lang, let's say, ay 5. So, therefore, meron akong total revenue na 2,500 pesos. Okay, revenue ito. Ito ay tinatawag na gross. Income naman ang term kapag itong revenue natin, ibinawas natin yung ating expenses. Let's say, I already gained 2,500 pesos of selling 5 perfumes, which 500 pesos ang amount per bottle. Okay, ide-deduct ko yung aking expenses. Ano ba yung aking example ng expenses? Let's say the fare or delivery fee I charge to my customers. Let's say I incurred 500 pesos ng aking pamasahe in delivering itong 5 bottles. Magkano na lang ang aking income? Siyempre, bawasan ko ng 500 yung gross ko na 2,500. Matitira na lang sa akin 2,000 pesos. Okay, let's say 500 is comprises of mga fare, pamasahe, sa pag-deliver. What else? A little of operating expenses. Let's say, gumamit ako ng utilities, konting kuryente, pag chat. Ayan. Dineduct yung 500 pesos. The total income ko na lang ay 2,000 pesos. Okay? Hindi palagi matitake home yung buong 2,500 pesos na gross. Okay? Kasi merong mga expenses or cost of production ng product, other, let's say, mga operating expenses, other mga variable costs. Yan, ide-deduct lang siya, ide-deduct. Para malaman nyo yung total income. Next, revenue. Revenue daw is placed in the top line of a company's financial statement. Financial statements is like this, diba? Revenue minus expenses equals net income or net loss. Yan. Ito yung top line, yung gross earnings. Okay, revenue ang tawag. Kaya siya nasa top line. Yun yung unang nakikitang amount o chine-check na amount if the company is earning yung kanyang sales. Income naman on the other hand is placed in the bottom line of a company's financial statement. Dalawa yang pwedeng result. It's either net income or net loss. Dalawa ang pwedeng result. Either of the two. Okay, dalawa. Isa dyan, rather. Isa dyan. Net income or net loss. Ayan, you can check the sales ng isang company depending on the company's revenue. As you can see dito sa example, you can check if the business is earning a big amount of revenue, if it is based on its growth. Yun yung revenue. So when we say service income, these are revenue realized by providing services to clients. Ito naman yung term. Kapag service business activity, ang business, ang term ay service income or fees income. Sales naman, on the other hand, kapag merong sale of goods or products. Next, expenses. Expenses naman are cost of doing business. Cost of doing business. These are expenses. Examples are taxes and licenses. Taxes and cost of permits incurred. So, kapag ang business ay nagbabayad ng kanilang taxes, permits, licenses sa barangay or sa munisipyo, nagbabayad ng taxes. On the point of view ng business, expenses yun. Yung mga taxes na binabayad mo. Let's say, mag-a-advertise naman ang business. You want your business to be known and popular, syempre, kailangan mong mag-advertise. Bibili ka ng tarpaulin, bibili ka ng board, mag-rent ka ng billboard. Okay? Consider yon as an expense under advertising. Okay, kinakategorize siya. Lahat ng expenses or cost in the business, kinakategorize mo yon as what type of expense. Okay, lahat yan expense, lahat yan gastos eh. Pero kailangan mo siya i-classify. You have to classify kung anong specific title under that amount. Next, salaries and wages. These are compensation para sa mga employees. Payment para sa mga, let's say, factory workers. Ayan. On the point of view ng business, expenses nila yun. Okay, gastos. Supplies expense, mag-a-additional ng stocks in the business. Lalagay ng additional pa ng mga supplies, office supplies. Okay, dagdag na mga stocks. Yan, expenses yon. So with light, power, and water, these are utilities. So with the telephone, classified din siya as utilities expense. Ayan. Dati separated ang title. ng electricity sa telephone bill. Ngayon, ano na siya, isa na lang siya. Isa na lang siyang term or title, utilities expense. Rent, tools expense, depreciation expense. What are depreciation? Depreciation, ang term or ang tawag sa any asset na bumababa ang value or worth. Building, vehicle, machines and equipments are being depreciated. Okay, lumiliit yung value nila. Lumiliit ang value. The only asset na hindi lumiliit ang value ay land. Land. Okay, land lang. Pero may mga property na lumiliit yung value. Let's say, sa Marikina, di ba, bumabaha doon. Or sa Tagaytay, let's say, sunod-sunod ang eruption ng Taal, volcano. Yung mga properties or mga houses doon, nagde-depreciate ang value. Meaning, hindi nagiging maganda or nagiging safe ang environment o lugar para sa mga customers. Being said, kapag ganun, bumababa ang value sa isang area or sa isang location, kailangan makahanap ka ng area kung saan hindi nagbabaha, walang fault line para sa earthquake, 'di ba? And so on. Kasi kapag ang area mo ng business or yung bahay mo, property ay nasa area kung saan prone sa mga baha, prone sa earthquake, yan, wala nang gusto yung tumira or humanap pa ng area sa lugar na yon. Diba? Nag-depreciate yung value, lumiliit na yung amount or value ng property na yun. Wala na kasing may gusto kasi nagbabaha siya or prone siya sa landslide or sa mga earthquakes. Ayan, nagde-depreciate yung value. Kapag wala nang, let's say, sa area na yon, hindi prone sa mga fortuitous events. Ayan. Opposite naman ng depreciation. Ang tawag naman, appreciation. Tumataas yung value. Nag-a-appreciate ang value. Insurance expense, bad debt, miscellaneous expense. So, basically, pag mayroon kayong mga nakikitang terms na expenses sa title, you will record that as expense account. Yan, marami yan, puro expenses na may term. So, malalaman mo na expense account yung title na yun. Okay. So, let's have a recap. Again, there are 5 major accounts: assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. Pag sinabing assets, this has economic values. Okay? Those items or things that has worth and has value that is useful in the business are called assets. Examples are land, property, vehicles, merchandise inventory, accounts receivable. Liabilities are economic obligations. Obligations to other parties. Ito yung may mga terms na payable. Okay? May mga terms na payable. Kasi a certain amount has to be paid sa other business or other party. Next, equity. Dalawa lang ang equity title, capital, and withdrawal or drawings. Pag capital, may investment ang owner. Kapag drawings or withdrawal, nag-refund ng pera ang owner. Revenue, these are gross earnings. Revenue are gross earnings. Dito na check if ang business ay earning or gaining money or not. Expenses are costs. So, maraming titles ang mayroong expense on its name, kaya less ang confusion nyo. Ang nag-iisa lang na title na asset account ay prepaid expense. May expense siya pero prepaid. Basta may mga nakikita kayong prepaid na terms on its title, asset yun. Okay, may question? May question? Do you have questions? Wala. Financial position statement. Ito yung isang type ng financial statement na pinoproduce ng mga businesses. Ito yung equation na yun. Asset should always equal to liabilities and equity. Equal dapat lagi. This refers to how much financial resources and obligations an economic entity has and the interest of the owner or its owners. Assets will always equal liabilities and the owner's equity. Plus, lagi, plus. If you're to ask kung meron bang business na hindi nangangailangan ng additional fund, yes, merong mga businesses na hindi nangangailangan ng additional fund na hihiram siya, let's say, sa mga financial institution na katulad ng bangko, pwede siyang walang liability. Asset lang equals equity. But asset accounts will always be considered if you are entering a transaction or encoding a transaction sa journal. Okay, asset accounts are always be considered. Okay, do you have questions? May question ba? Ayan. You'll get to encounter a transaction para mas mai-apply nyo yung lahat ng terms na na-mention natin. Under asset, under liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. I'll show you mga transactions on our coming mga lessons. Ito, results of operation. So, dalawa lagi, tatlo dapat yan. Tatlo, ang financial statement. Statement of financial position, ito yung number 1. Pangalawa, itong income statement. And pangatlo, yung cash flow statement. Pero yung cash flow statement ay advance accounting. So, dito lang tayo palagi. Financial position or balance sheet, kaya siya balance. Kasi dapat palaging equal yung amount sa asset and liabilities and equity. Kapag hindi balance, there are improper or inaccurate amounts. Meron kayong mga nai-record na maling title, may mga nai-record kayo na maling amounts. Okay? And so with the results of operation naman, ito yung revenue. Na-check kung kumikita ba ang business or hindi. Okay, revenue minus expenses, net profit or net loss. Net loss kapag mas mataas yung kanyang expenses. Ibig sabihin, lugi. The business is not earning. Pero kapag mas mataas ang revenue, therefore there is net profit or net income. Okay. So I'll continue this one again. Yeah, tomorrow.